Trump's comment is so ridiculous in so many ways, but can we please have a real conversation about the legacy of Robert Mueller? Trump just hates him because he's a child and Mueller didn't bend over for him like everyone else. But I'm seeing all this praise online from establishment Democrats for Robert Mueller, including Barack Obama, who kept Robert Mueller on for 2 years as FBI director for a smooth transition. But the truth is that Trump and Republicans should be incredibly thankful to Robert Mueller because he helped them in many ways. Before we get into the Russia investigation, let's go back to September 11th, 2001. See, Robert Mueller started his job as FBI director just a week before September 11th. He transitioned the FBI from a crime agency to an intelligence agency that was primarily focused on counterterrorism for obvious reasons. One of the issues that led to September 11th was lack of communication between the CIA and FBI, and he helped resolve that issue. Now, in 2004, there was this famous hospital room standoff. The story is that Robert Mueller and James Comey, who at the time was Deputy Attorney General, went into the hospital where John Ashcroft, the current Attorney General at the time, had just had surgery. Mueller threatened to resign because he had an issue with the domestic warrantless wiretapping program under the Patriot Act. Establishment Democrats like to tell this story like he's some kind of hero that stood up to the president, but that's not at all what happened. Mueller's objection was not to the program itself, it was that it wasn't done with the right paperwork from the FISA court. This mattered because it essentially took authority away from the FBI and gave it to the NSA under the authorization for use of military force. Once Mueller had the blessing of the FISA court, he was more than willing to oversee the largest expansion of domestic spying in American history. He didn't try and stop anything. He just wanted to make sure that he was the one in charge. And it was more about internet metadata than it was phone wiretapping, but who cares about details these days? Now fast forward to the Russia investigation. If you actually read the Mueller report, you would know that it does anything but exonerate the president, which is why Trump hates him so much. It details his many Russian contacts and makes a great case for obstruction of justice. The problem is that it had the effect of exonerating Trump in the court of public opinion, because for some reason he decided not to recommend any charges. He did counter Trump when Trump tried to say he was exonerated, but doing it this way effectively told the American people that what Trump did didn't amount to a crime. Perception is reality in politics, and every investigation after that was taken less seriously because of it. So Robert Mueller was responsible for the de facto exoneration of Trump, and he gave Kash Patel an incredibly powerful domestic surveillance system. I feel horrible for his family, of course, but we have got to stop simplifying people's legacies. Mueller was very much at the top of the system that gave us Trump. We never needed mass surveillance. We just needed to stop war profiteering in other countries. And now here we are again with Trump constantly asking us for more money to keep us safe while he wrecks everything internationally. The post-9/11 world was horrible for Arab Americans and anyone that looked like them. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to celebrate the person that oversaw that horror.